Well, you know who I am. I am so excited, and I want to thank Wendy for pushing me out of the nest, uh, giving me a deadline, and I met your deadline. I told you I would
You
meet
did
it.
it. I'm proud of you. You did it. Proud of you.
And I'm very excited about this time. There's some great things that are happening. Also, a great salute to my sister friend Renita, because Renita was that confirming voice for this as well, Wendy. This is the lady that I told you reminded me
Yes.
of what you were
Oh
saying.
wow.
Yeah.
My kin spirit there, Wendy.
Yes.
Yes. Said, these women live limitlessly. If it rains, you'll put up an umbrella. If the wind starts to blow, you'll use it as a sail. And then if nothing else, you'll turn it upside down and gather water and have a bubble bath. You're not going to quit. So if I start with you, Miss Wanda, if you'll tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and what you're going to be doing. In
Oh,
fact,
wow.
how are you guys doing? How are you ladies doing with this whole quarantine piece? But we'll start with you. If you'll tell us who you are, Miss Wanda.
Well, my name is Wanda McKinnon, and I reside in Charlotte, North Carolina. Um, I have two beautiful children. One is 22, the other one's 27. And I am a professional nanny right now. I've had daycare experience and a couple of businesses with that. But right now I'm doing the nanny thing and I'm loving it. But of course, I'm taking care of people, whether it's families or just the children, because the parents come along with that. So I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm trying to stay well and whole. Thanks to Miss Anita. Well, actually, thanks to Wendy, because she actually posted a post about the facial that she had, and she just, raved about it. And I was amazed because she was in Charlotte at the time. And so I actually got a chance to experience the wonderful, wonderful facial. Those are anointed hands, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And just her spirit, her ministry is awesome, because I did not know that she was in the ministry upon going. And so when I was there, she began to speak life into me. Even at my appointment, it was an awesome experience, and I will never, ever, ever forget it. And then later on, as I continued to get facials, which I need right now, but she really, shared some things with me that interest me. So she began to be my coach. And as life progressed, or, things happened, she really, really helped me get back on track, and to know myself.
Awesome.
It was just an awesome experience. And I'm still using it now. Every time, things happen or we have challenging, it's like this corona thing that's going on now was very challenging for me. And so, and life, but I didn't stress. I used my tools that were given to me through prayer, meditation, and just getting things back together. But thank you so much, Anita. And I have some
Absolutely.
great things coming up soon.
Yeah,
I'm
tell
going
us
to
about
try to be launching another business. So I will be selling collectibles starting
Yes.
soon. God has really forced me to do some things that he's already given me, and I've procrastinated and sat on forever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not procrastinating anymore.
Thank goodness.
I'm not gonna be fearful. I'm gonna get out there and just
We'll
go
start
for
with
it.
Wendy and tell us a little bit about you and what you do. Oh, you're still on mute, my love.
You
Can
mute
you
it.
hear me? Okay, there we go. There we go. So my name is Wendy Alexander. I am an international strategist and cross-culture consultant. I live in, look, I'm like hesitating, like, where do I live now? Yeah. So because I was living in Dubai for 4 years, just moved back home to Charlotte, North Carolina, and now get ready to move to Atlanta. So I help women to build and brand their businesses internationally to go from local to global, to inspire them to step outside their zip code into a different country code. And so I've been doing international business. We're going over 16 years. It started online. Now I'm an international speaker, live in Dubai. I do a lot of work in the Middle East and across the country. I have two kids, 24. She just turned 24.
You
And
look
one is,
24. What are you talking about?
yeah, I know, right? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. She's 24. My son's 21. I have a husband who just came home also. So he was in Afghanistan as a contractor. So now we're like a global family. So he's in quarantine right now in the house, but he's here and he's home for good. So we're now
Oh, wow.
all migrating back. I'll still, of course, do international stuff, but I won't live there. And so I just, when I was talking to Anita about the facial, now Dubai is amazing, as you all seen. You can see it, right? It looks amazing. So they have some really, really nice spas. And when I left from, getting her facial, I was like, okay, let me go make sure I can find somebody that's going to match this when I get to Dubai. It's got to be somebody that can really, really do the same. Listen, y'all, I spent so much money. I went to different countries. I even went to different countries, okay, trying to get the same experience. And I said, what is going on? And I was so disappointed every time I went. And I was like, just forget it. I'm going to wait till I get home. And if I got to fly to where she's going, I'm going to get this facial again, okay? And so I was telling even the people, and I know they thought I was crazy, the lady who was doing my facial, I said, let me tell you what she did, so maybe you can do it. I did. I said,
That's a no-no.
Right. I said, you're doing a lot of talking. And I said, she didn't do a lot of talking, so I don't feel relaxed. You got to relax me. And I was trying to help them. So I was coaching. They were trying to, right. Hot mess. So but they did learn some things. And I told them to go follow you. And I said, go look at her videos. I was really, so it was a mess. So
they can hire me. I will go there and train.
See, right. And then, I plugged that, and I was like, she does training. And look, I didn't know what she was doing, where she was. I'm always doing. She does training. She'll come here. Of course, she will.
Yes, I will.
Right? Exactly. So as you can see, I really enjoyed my experience, right? And so my experience, I still get a loss for words as to how to describe the experience. Because when I came in, I was like, okay, I'm going in for a facial, and I had a lot on me. I'm traveling internationally. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. You know what I mean? Trying to build an international business, trying to deal with people. But a lot of times you can never tell if I'm stressed. You will never know it. Like I'm not going to show it, right? So when I came in, I was stressed that day. I was so stressed. She didn't know it though. I was like, she ain't gonna know how stressed I am. I said, hey, because it was my first time meeting her. So I was like, I'm not gonna show you my stress. I'm gonna show you, hey.
I knew.
How you doing? She said, how you doing? I said, I'm fine. And I thought I'm gonna lay down, and you're just gonna start doing my facial. So I laid down and she put those hands on me and I was like, what is going on? And
did you cry?
Girl, a little tear ran down and I was like, wait a minute, what kind of facial we about to have up in here? So I was like, wait a minute now. Yeah. So then she's like, and then she knew it. Like, she's like, you're still tense. Nope, you're still tense. Nope, really? Oh, you're so tense. She kept on to the point. Then she just pulled it out of me. And then after I left there, I felt so renewed. I felt energy. Like I felt like I could take on the world. That's and it awesome. Lasted. I was going back out. Actually, I was leaving the next day. So it actually helped me to prepare to leave. And so in my mind, I was like, I might need to do this more often before I leave because it really helped me. And so anytime that I was stressed during that time, I would go back to the facial and what went on in the facial during that time. And so so the other day when I went on live, and usually, and this was nothing but God, because usually I'm like doing something and I said, well, let me see what Anita's talking about today. That's what I said. So I clicked on it and she said, I have retired my hands. And I said, what's she talking about? What is she talking about? I stopped everything I was doing, y'all. I promise you, I dropped everything. And I got on that messenger and I was like, listen, what you talking about? You done retired your hands. I said, your hands are anointed. You have anointed hands. You can't be retiring no hands. I don't know how you're going to do it, but figure it out. But you can't be retiring those hands. That thing sent me, I was like in a panic because my whole mindset was, I'm in the States. I can fly to where she is now to get my facials. So you think about it. And so now this is what happened. And so congratulations, I'm proud of you. But you definitely have to continue, because what you have is something that can't be, you even said that you wanted to train. You can't train nobody on this. Like, you could train them on how to maybe do the facial movements, but what you have in you and what he has given you and your
Yes.
hands cannot be duplicated. Okay, it cannot be duplicated. And so it's almost like you say that you have a special sauce, that it's a recipe that will never ever be given or can be given to anybody else. And you have to keep your special sauce, and it's just for you. So you can't share that. So it's for you to also to help to serve other people, but in return, the blessings will come to you. So however you build your business, whatever it is, you have to still do the facials. It has to be. There's no if, and, or buts. Okay.
Yep. I agree. I second that.
So thank you so much for that.
Well, here's the thing, as you know, like I said, the Refresh Her Now campaign is to inspire 1 million women to take action concerning self-care, spirit, soul, and body. And I know that I had to learn how to do things differently, how to do it in tandem with, not an either or. And because of that, this is how this is coming in about now that we're in this setting and in this situation. Is giving me an opportunity to learn how to think differently. It's what I coach people on. Like, how do you walk from here? It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be an and this versus an either or. So let's see who's next. Megan, all the way in Denver, Colorado.
All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sonia.
Hey.
Hello, all.
Hey, Sonia got on.
Finally. Oh, my God.
So I'm Megan Timlin. I'm in Denver. Please don't be deceived by my background. This is a Zoom background, not my actual house. I'm just hiding my messy bed. I met Anita. It seems like it was like yesterday, but it was ages ago. I used to own a women's clothing store here in Denver, and then had to close because the rent prices were just too high. And then just started working for small businesses. My passion really lies in helping small businesses and helping specifically female entrepreneurs. So I started just doing marketing for different companies, and that's how I ended up at a boutique where Anita was doing facials out of. And that is where I met her. And to say that my life was changed since I met Anita is a complete understatement, as I think you can all attest to very much. And it's just like so easy for me to just sit here and nod my head with everything that Wendy and Wanda have saying, because they're magic. Those hands are magic. I still dream of the facials that I got from Anita, because she's been gone from Denver for quite some time now, and I haven't seen her. And I'm just like, I refuse to get a facial from anybody else, because it's just like, it won't be the same. It's not worth it.
All righty. I have Renita all the way in Charlotte.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me to this, Anita. As I sit here and just as Megan said, I'm listening to everyone, Wanda and Wendy, and I'm sure I'm going to hear the same from Donna and Sonia, some common thread that we all seem to have received from Anita. I'm a sort of the behind the scenes girl. I've been in human resources for 25 years. I'm very strategic, but I don't like it took a lot for me to get on today. I work behind the scene. I'm very supportive of everything that she's doing. And that's what I told her when I met her. To start with, I think there's a common thread of understanding that the energy you receive from Anita from a facial is way beyond what I ever expected. Mm-hmm. I was receiving facials, but I didn't trust to go anywhere but to a plastic surgeon's office. So I've been doing them for years, and I thought, I'm going to the best place because I'm going to a doctor's office. If they mess up, they have to pay for my face. And that's how I felt. And I went through a sort of a low period where I had some financial struggles. When I met Anita, I was very, very heavy with some personal, care for myself that I wasn't doing because of the financial strains. And I was in a situation where everything from my finances to just my care for myself, my children was coming first, and I put everybody else before me. And I felt that was being a mother, that was being the best to my kids. They had everything and I was just depleted. It wasn't just, it's not about the picture, but what she embodies inside comes so through and exude through her skin, her conversation. She knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing. What I didn't expect is I was going for a service and I came out with 3 different services. I had a nutritionist, I had a motivational coach, I had someone that could, really do the best facial I'd ever had in life. And I told her this has been an experience. And when I left her that day, that is how I described it. I said, you have to go to her. It's truly an experience. The mind, body, and spirit. I ended up changing my life in a lot of ways just through her coaching, the times that I went to her or just called her even in between an appointment, in times that we spoke. But I went on a journey to, weight loss. I did lose 26 pounds after starting with Anita. Yeah, still struggling, but she gave me everything I needed to start being well. It wasn't about losing the weight. It wasn't about just getting more services from her. She poured into me as if she was giving me all that she had. And when I went to her, the experience on that table, it was my safe haven. It truly was. I was going through so much that I felt like there I could get renewed. And so I truly thank you for that, Anita.
Wow.
And so I appreciate it.
If I could, thank you so much. God bless each of you. My thought process is this. When you would come into the facial room and I would say, rest. Take a deep breath. Rest. Because rest has a look.
Yeah.
That it's okay. You have permission to rest. And that means a lot when it comes to self-care, spirit, soul, and body, learning how to enter into rest. Donna? Hey, girl. Hey.
Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Wright. I live in Charlotte, and I met Miss Anita at Carmen and Carmen. Like everyone else, I was getting my hair done. They said, oh, we got a facial person. I was like, at a hair place? I just wasn't convinced. They was like, you have to try it. I was like, okay, put me in. So I went, of course, skeptical. They just didn't know. But with Miss Anita, she sat me down, we talked. She asked about me, what I do, how's my family. It was more personable. So, and the experience itself was just, as everyone has attested to, phenomenal. The conversation, the just talking back and forth, giving each other encouragement, it was just wonderful. And recently, I saw Anita on Instagram, and I was like, I need a facial. And that same night, she called me, and we videoed just like now. She looked at my face. She was like, oh, you are hypersensitive. And I really was. And she gave me a treatment, and now my face is coming back to where it was when she was doing it. So just having that support and encouragement is just wonderful.
Yeah, because what was happening is, and this is just a little tip, if you're finding now, no matter what products you have, because we've been literally insulated and isolated all at the same time, the texture of your skin will begin to reveal the environment that you're in. And normally it's going to prove out to be dehydrated. Dehydration is different from dryness. Dehydration is a lack of water. So when I was looking at Donna's skin, I just got up close, just kind of looked at the wrinkles, which I can do for anybody, anywhere, doesn't matter where you are. Once that happens, I get the opportunity. Here's Jane. Yay. I get the opportunity to really see the texture. Just when you're dehydrated. Welcome, Jane. So sorry, forgive me. I don't know how I missed sending you that. But what happens is the surface becomes dehydrated, meaning a lack of water. You can ingest it, but it's not retaining it. So what I had to do, because I was freaking out because my skin's texture started aging. I wasn't about to have it. So I took and literally used the treatments that I use to clean with, use the toner, and that's what I shared with you, Donna, is to use that toner and then take good old fashioned, watch this, coconut oil.
Yep.
Just plain
Yeah.
coconut oil, and apply it on your skin. Don't rub it in, just lay it on there. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be about a digit amount. Smear it on, go do something else, come back and put a warm towel. Do it for 5 days. Literally, no scrubbing, no rubbing, no exfoliating, and watch what happens to your skin. It has antifungal properties. It's a lubricant. It's going to heal. Even in this area here, and I'm celebrating this year, I'll be 63. Even in this area here, began to have tiny, tiny lines. And I was like, oh, no. So I literally around the entire area. And Donna, I can tell, even though I haven't had a chance to check your skin, I can
Right.
tell that it's working. I can
Yes.
tell that
Thank
it's
you.
working. Yes. So when it comes to self-care, and we want to welcome Jane. Let's give Jane a hand. Right from San
Welcome,
Antonio.
Jane.
He is my artisan. I'm going to stand up so you can see. I don't know if you can see this, but my shirt, classic limited edition, the cups. This is the lady that I was telling you guys about.
Yes.
T-shirts, everything. When we, because life is life. We all are inside, but we can touch each other. We can be alone together. So tell us what you do as well.
Yes, I work for Wells Fargo. I'm in communications, so I write town halls, letters for my leaders. And on the side, I'll say the side, but what my passion is, and my husband, we take care of adolescent kids who are at risk. So we have group homes here in Charlotte. So we own a mental health agency. And Anita, you met my husband. You guys connected from Detroit, of course.
Yes.
Alex. So, but
Oh
yeah,
my
that's what we
God.
do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm doing here, Senior Executive Administrator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
I know.
Amazing. And Donna, I didn't know you did, and I knew your face looked so familiar because I was doing mental health for about 15 years here in Charlotte with group homes and stuff as well.
What?
So when I saw your face, I was like, she looks so familiar. Where do I know her from? And your skin looks good.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Due to the coconut oil, I'll tell you.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, we'll talk about it, later another time when we come back together, because I will have one-on-one consults with each of you just to check in on you on your skin. And of course, when we come back maybe a month from now, we'll make sure that your skin is in tip-top shape. All right, let's go all the way back to Denver. Miss Sonia Motley, tell us who you are, what you do, and when it comes to taking action concerning self-care, tell us about what just the facial services meant for you.
Well, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
That's amazing. That is amazing because I am a technological Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm a dinosaur. So actually I'm amazed. But anyway, let's move on. I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. When I was a teenager, I inherited my mother and father's skin, and it wasn't great. I battled with acne for years, and being an only child, I had access to whatever I wanted. So my mother and father sent me to a very upscale area in Cherry Creek, and a facialist. It's a whole company that no longer exists, but they're women from the Eastern Bloc. They know skin. And they sent me there. I've been having facials since I was 17, and I will be 59 in June. And I've had facials sporadically throughout, from every level, from high end. So I'm familiar. It's not really a pampering for me. It's a necessity. And I started out there, so I had high expectations, and it's been a roller coaster. So let's zoom back to a couple of years ago, like 6 maybe years ago. I'm a personal shopper and stylist for women, so I go into their closets, make sure there's nothing left in there that is not going to do them any good. Doesn't fit, wrong color, this and that. Make sure that they're up and running. We go shopping, and then I find their style, the right things, and create a wardrobe for them that's works for them. Yeah. Now, when I do public speaking and teach women, I always tell them, diffuse that thing that might be in you, that's in a lot of women, that when you see someone that they have something you want, or you think they're beautiful, don't wrinkle your nose, don't discard it, walk right up to that person and say, you are gorgeous, whatever it is. We need to support each other. We need to lift each other up. I don't mean to sound trite, but every morning we wake up and look at ourselves and probably go, oh, look, what's going on there? Oh, what's going on? And it kind of floats into your life where you look at other women. And if you're at a cocktail party and a woman walks in and she's drop dead gorgeous, the first thing you say is, I gotta get out of here, Lord. But you walk up to this woman and you say, my goodness, you're beautiful. Because most of the time she's shunned or looked away or whatever. That's how I felt with Anita. I wanted her skin. I wanted Anita's skin.
Did I?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And out of everything in the room, I'm like, okay, I'm going to introduce myself. And I went over and I spoke to her. Oh, yeah. And I walked up to her and I saw her hair hanging over, on this side. And it was a different color at that time. And it was a contrast from that chocolate skin. Her eyes were beautiful. Her teeth were beautiful, but her skin was flawless. I've always wanted flawless skin. And when she said she was an esthetician, I made an appointment that day.
Sure did.
Out of all my facials I've ever had in my life, Anita blew me away because I'm a little snot. And I'm laying there and she is feeding me from the outside in and from the inside out. Just as Megan, hello Megan, who is my backbone when it comes to websites and things of that sort. And I met Megan through Anita, another spark, another beautiful connection. But because I know facials, I knew what I just found. And I was so excited. And I followed her around like a puppy. Everything Anita did, I did. And it takes a lot from me. But when it comes to hair and skin and anything that, worshipped her, still do. And that's how we met. And that's why I stay connected, because she is a jewel in my life. And everyone that I meet through Anita has been unbelievably beneficial. And if I had the income, I'd fly out every 2 weeks and get a facial.
The only person that has never had a facial from me is my sweetie. My sweetie. And it's amazing because absolutely everyone else, but Mary Jane, I've known for years, like major. She's been a light, very much like Wendy is my international light, and I have another sister in London who's my international light. And I want you to listen to the words I'm using. When you want to grow, you have to coach up to do it. It doesn't matter whether, because a spirit, soul, body, building your acclimate for more means that you have to include greater. If this is my space that I hold, the only way for me to grow, even if I'm unsure, is to open that space and let your words in. You don't have to come into my space. I don't have to be intimidated by change. If I let your words in, I have the opportunity to hear your words. That's why when you allowed me to serve you and let me enter your space so that you could rest, it was my words that ushered you into rest. It was the way I spoke with you that allowed you to see more than just having a facial, but get in tune with the why behind it. So the only person, I'll get back because I get into my teaching mode, I got to come back out. The only person that has not had the facial, but has had an experience with me regarding skincare is, oh, look how beautiful.
What's like that?
He wants to be a part of the meeting. I'm sorry.
Oh, cool. So, Mary Jane, tell us who
Yes.
you are and what you do. And if you need anything, I'm going to promote all of you guys on here because I'm going to do private little sessions with you. But the girl is off the chain, case by case. I mean, she is specialty.
That's my love. That's my love. I'm a former medical billing specialist, but I am retired thanks to my husband letting me stay home. But my side business is blinging. I bling everything, even down to an apple. I bling everything. But I met Anita, wow, years ago. I'm not even gonna count.
I know, right?
And I am like Sonia. I've known her forever, but I looked at a picture of her posted on Facebook one day, and I was like, "Oh my God, your skin! Like, what is going on? Your skin is gorgeous."
Yeah.
And I inboxed her. I was like, "Look, you know, we're good. I'm 62. I'll be 63."
Gorgeous girl.
And there's a saying that we always hear in the community, black don't crack. But we all know
Yes,
that's
it
not
does.
really true.
That's
It
right.
will crack.
Yes, it
It
does.
will do more than crack if we don't take care of our skin. And I know that that's important. And I'm pretty, healthy. I run a lot. I exercise. Probably I've gotten a little lazy with it lately, but I've done half marathons. I'm pretty active, but my skin still needed that extra little something. And she turned me on to Atomy. I swear by it. I won't touch anything else. My face is not allowed to even look at anything if it's not Atomy, because I see, after one day I saw the difference. I felt the difference in my skin. I put it on that night, and the next day I was like, ooh, like a kid. Ooh, this is so nice. I'm waiting for my facial, but the skincare is second to none. Second to none.
Thank you. Thank you. So I have a question. If the goal of this is to inspire 1 million women to take action concerning self-care, and anybody can chime in, why is that self-care important to you?
I think for me, I'm sorry, I'm 62. I got to go move the fan closer because I'm hot. And I'm in San Antonio. It's hot here. Sorry. But I think for me, as we get older, and
as we get better,
and not only that, I think because I was a single mother for so long, I didn't have the mindset or the funds to take care of myself. I believe a lot of Black women struggle with being a single parent, and your first thing is your children. You have to take care of the kids. You have to take care of the household. Everything about yourself goes on the back burner. But it comes a time when you have to flip that from the back burner and put it in the front and take care of yourself. You can't take care of others until you take care of yourself. And it's important. You don't have the energy. At least if you do something for yourself, you feel good and you can go a little further in helping someone else. It's important. You have to take care of yourself. You have to.
Exactly. When you change your mind, you change your choices. Someone else, Renita, talk to us about why self-care is important. And with me, my focus is spirit, soul, and body. You are who you are. You are what you think. You are what you eat. So talk to us about that from your perspective. And we can be transparent here because we want to impact and inspire somebody. So you can be real.
Right. I'll piggyback on what Jane said. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. But I also think about my daughter. I have one daughter, and then I have 3 sons. And I think about, for her, what am I leaving? We talk about legacies. I want her to understand the spirit, mind, and body that's connected as one. She's very young, but however, almost 13, she's wise beyond her years. And I don't want to talk the talk. I want to walk it. I want to feel good in it. I want to preserve what God has given me to take care of. You know, our body is a temple, and preservation is only through caring for yourself. But being connected, once you're connected, I realize now everything that I put into what's on my skin is one thing. What is in my mind, what is fueling my body is more important than what is on it. And it's a spiritual journey to care for yourself. Everything that you taught me in self-care and the times that, as I said, feeling safe with you, truly made me realize that everything that I do from here is intentional and purpose-filled.
Right. Feeling safe. You said something really important. If you don't feel safe, and we can go back into the facial room at any point in time that I may have served you, and I'm using that as a backdrop, is that for a person to go to sleep, literally, with a stranger, you don't know what's going on. Let's be honest. And I just met you, Donna, and for you to rest enough when I'm serving you, like you said, I came into a hair salon. What are we talking about doing a facial? But Donna was one of the individuals that would come, almost twice a month? But there had to be a once a month, twice a month. It was like clockwork. But the reality is that became something to you. What did that become to you? Not talking about me. And I thank you so very much that God has blessed me in this area. And yes, Wendy, I want to talk with others to help them get connected to how he uses them in any arena in the marketplace. However, what did it mean to you to feel safe? That was excellent what you said, Renita. To be able to come in that often, not just for what it looked like, but what did it make you feel like?
Right. Yeah.
You got it, Donna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Miss Donna.
for me, coming in twice a month was more of I look forward to it. The conversations, besides the facials, the conversations we had meant more to me than the facial. Just the encouragement you gave me. Like I said, just asking about me, asking about the family, and talking about yourself personally. I mean, we got a chance to get to know each other and, know what's going on. So knowing you on a personal level as well as your professional level bridged our friendship that we have today.
Yeah, Megan, that happened for us as well. I remember just opportunities when you would come in and you would be out there. This girl, when I tell you she gets out there and networks, she is unafraid. But there were times I would call you and say, get in here. Right?
Yeah. Well, I'm someone that deals with a lot of stress and anxiety and have had to work really hard on overcoming it. I had a bout last August where it made me really sick and I lost like 30 pounds, and that wasn't weight that I needed to lose personally. So I really had to get it under control. And I think what you're saying with self-care is it's so important because that's just how we nourish ourselves. And for me, like, I just had to learn and create rituals around self-care in order to truly be able to nourish myself. And things that I've learned from you, Anita, came in handy, whether it's just like taking a bath or like putting a face mask on, whatever it might be. Those were things that grounded me more in myself.
Most people don't realize, say, I don't want to take a bath because I don't want the dirty water on me. But the reality is that it is factual that a part of your cardiovascular health, if you immerse your body into water, it's calming and it's soothing. If you need to rinse off. But sometimes you will hear me say, and I think my sources I don't know if I'm coming through clear or not, but I will tell someone, go take a bath. Quiet yourself. Wanda, when we were having the rituals that you had, tell us 2 major rituals that came out of that help you to come back to rest. I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry about that. First of all, I really had to create a routine that was best for me because, when Anita was coaching me, she made me realize what I needed for my triggers. There were certain triggers that would send me into anxiety or stress or whatever that case, was going on or whatever was going on. But I know what I needed to start my day, to finish my night, those types of things. And a bath was definitely a soaking type calming bath. And sometimes with a candle or a glass of wine or whatever, but it put me in a space of relaxation and just calming my mind, because my mind used to race. Like, I used to think about everything and it wouldn't stop even in my sleep. So I never felt rested. I always felt, I was exhausted when I woke up. Wow. So, because I was just thinking so much and doing so much in my mind mentally. So, I knew what I had to do for my personality or my type, and the job that I had is to find a place that I could definitely just relax. Because even meditation at the time, I couldn't start with meditation because my mind wouldn't stay still long enough.
Wow.
And I had to grow to that place. Now I'm able to be calm. I'm able to, do those things with self-care. And it's part of life for me because it's a necessity.
So Wendy,
and I think Renita was one of the ones that mentioned, she said something about, I can't remember exactly how you said it, but we definitely, it's a lifestyle that we need, or it's a learned type of thing that we need for what we actually need. You have to know yourself in order to actually do it.
Exactly.
I can't remember exactly what she said.
Yeah, it is. It has to be a lifestyle practice because skin is an organ. Yes. It's an organ. It's just not a sheath of something that's over the bones and the blood. It literally is an organ. And it's what you're housed inside of. And it's a barometer of what's going on. You can look at someone and say, oh my God, you look so rested. And then you can look at someone else and say, is everything okay? Because your skin will say it. I can look at a person, look around the parameter of their eyes, know if they have allergies, things of that nature. Sadness has a look, rest has a look. But Wendy, being international in the way that you are, how important is self-care, spirit, soul, and body? And I know you connect it because the challenges that you have met, and most especially in the last year with the book project that you were a part of, that self-care was critical and is critical to being able to have full disclosure.
Right.
Let's go a little deeper, and we're going to get off of this because we got others. We can come back next month. But let's kind of dive in there. I know my circumstances. I know that I've lost everything 3 times. Some of you, Megan, Sonia has been there. My God, Jane has been there. You know what I'm saying? To know. And if what has happened to me from molestation, being abandoned, sodomized, whatever the case is, if it was written on my face, if it was written in my consciousness, the report that you're giving would not be the report that we'd be hearing today. It just would be different. So self-care has to be something that is a non-negotiable. So talk to us real quick, Wendy, because I know that you had such a triumphant explosion and blossoming in your life as well.
I did. So people had known me, just like you said, as the international consultant, this African-American woman traveling and working in Dubai and all these places and living. But what they didn't know was the trauma that I experienced before. And so I decided to share my story in a book called Fearless Visionaries Tear the Veil with 18 other women. And we went around the country basically sharing our story. We became best-selling authors overnight with that. So I said, okay, God, this is something you want me to do. I shared my story on Facebook. And after I shared my story, this young lady sent me a message and she said, thank you so much for sharing your story, because had you not, I would have taken my life tonight. Snippet of my story so you'll know, because a lot of you all, I did introduce myself as the international strategist and doing business. And but my past, when I was 16, I actually was dating now what I know at the time is a narcissist who basically was physically and mentally abusing to me. I ended up trying to take my own life 6 times. And so the 6th time is when it really almost took me out. And I was just like, okay, I need to tell someone. I'm an only child too. So being an only child, sometimes we try to take care of ourselves, right? And my mother was a single parent. And I was like, okay, well, I can't put this on her too. And she's trying to take care of the house. And, and at that time, it wasn't, okay, call the suicide, line. I didn't know anything about that, didn't know that. So I was dating him at the time, and that was going on. I ended up going to school at Norfolk State. Well, long story short, he ended up coming up there following me. He would drive every day from, if you know where Raleigh, North Carolina is, to Virginia is like, 4 or 5 hours. He would drive just to see me and come back. And so I was just like, okay, this is not working. Long story short, end up in court because he just continued to harass me in court. He told me he was going to kill me. And so, but flashback to that, the reason why I left to get away from him is because he held a gun to my head in a parking lot. So I was 16, someone holding a gun in the head said, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. So that's when I left and went off to school, went to court. He was still threatening me even while he was in jail. Finally ended up getting away from him, which then led me to working in mental health with kids and juveniles. And so I was getting my own therapy and trying to get back. I was determined to save this girl because she was me.
Yeah.
Okay? Because she was me. And so I needed that. So I decided that I wanted to go off to the Middle East to be able to really learn more about their culture. I got a contract. And then while I was there, as I was still trying to run, I went on to the Middle East and I was trying to run. And I'm sharing this part with you because a lot of times, even when it comes to the self-care part, I was running. So I wasn't taking care of myself. And so when I started going there, I would say this, I always say the Middle East saved me. And a lot of times you're just like, well, how can it save you? You're a Christian, you're a Muslim country. But I was able to really look at myself and take care of myself.
Yes.
And to really to understand what my worth was and know my worth and to know that I needed to be renewed and that I couldn't be renewed in the United States of America. It didn't work for me. It all comes together now. And then people are just like, wow, so if you're able to go through what you went through, which is so much more, that's only a chapter, okay? Go through what you went through, and then now you're out on this side of it, you know what I mean? And able to succeed. I'm getting my PhD, almost done, and able to go through all of that, then I can do it too. But Absolutely. Still in these moments, I still have to take the self-care piece and say, okay, remember, you have to know your worth. I had to remind myself that I am important, taught them and told them this is what we're going to do as a global family. But the self-care piece is so important within my entire framework. It's not even just myself, it's with my kids. You know, my daughter and I were going to do a self-care Sunday. We're supposed to be doing our facials on Sunday. You know, I even built it in with my children. My son's telling me what I want to do. So I was like, okay, fine, you can do a facial. Come on. even that piece, you know, was building that in with my kids as well as the self-care. Because I want them to learn self-care, to take care of themselves as well.
That's powerful. Yeah, one of the things that I've shared over time is know your value, know what you value, and then value what you know. Know your value, know what you value, and then value what you know. And that requires that intentionality. Having lived separately for so long, there's some people living together that are separate. And they don't talk, they don't communicate. There we go again, opening up space for someone's words to come through gives you the liberty to hear them. And Sonia, I remember calling you, and we're going to wrap this up. I remember calling you at a critical point after leaving Virginia, after having pneumonia. And I said, Sonia, I feel like I just found myself again. Like, where have I been? Do you remember that call? And I said,
I remember. I remember.
Like, is this legit? Like, where did I go? What was going on? But I had acquiesced so much. I had learned how to lose. I had learned how to squash my own light. I had learned how to squash my own existence. Value in serving others at a high standard. Elegance takes time. And so I had no problem taking time to treat you elegant, right? To treat Donna elegant, to share with Mary Jane or to share with Sonia. But if you remember that time, I said, is this legit? And you had shared with me that you had been in that same position, similar circumstance, because I mean, I totally got betrayed. I was trying to get out of a relationship. It was toxic. And between having the Bible put in my hand and a fist in my face, that I could not get away, I had learned how to lose well and look good.
Oh yeah.
Look
Yes.
good
The illusion.
losing.
The
Go ahead.
illusion. It's
Say it
the
again.
illusion. The illusion.
Yeah, absolutely. But then I'd like to revisit, not online, but with each of you, to really take some time and talk to you about what's important to you concerning self-care and how you see yourself in what you're doing, your work, not just as a nanny, but as an artisan. Your work, not just as a fashion stylist, which we know you have a phenomenal clientele, but what do you do for you? How do we help support you do what you do better? No one who is a nurturer like yourself, Megan, wants to stop nurturing, but learning how to do it better can be a conversation that we have so that when we come back in 30 days, you know what I'm saying? We come back maybe a little less than that. I'll talk to Wendy about that. But when we come back and we schedule, you'll have something that you have literally walked out that comes from your heart. For Donna, who I've just been blown away, I didn't know that about you, that you're doing that type of work. You know, there's so much that I'm doing now that I would love to share, because you have frontline leaders who don't know their leaders and they work in those group homes. And if they understood the transition from a labor mentality, which is what most nurturers do, a labor mentality to a leadership mentality, it can help the progression of every consumer that you serve. For the international work that we do, did you hear me on that, Wendy? That we can also engage. For Jane, who is constant, I mean, this woman is up all times of night doing specialty work for organizations. What is it that we can do through this venue of sister sounds that we can have a resonance to others? So I want to hear your heart. I want to include your heart in what you believe, what you know works for you, because everybody has their sphere of influence. At this time, Ms. Wanda, anything you want to say to someone, encourage them concerning self-care?
Microphone.
Your microphone.
Sorry.
Microphone.
I have just heard a lot, and I'm really inspired. Nice meeting some of you ladies, and we have so many similarities in parallels in life. But I think as women, you know, I really kept hearing the experience
Yeah.
with Anita, the experience. And I don't know why that's just so powerful, but the experience. If anybody ever meets you, they have to have the experience in order to know you, you know? And so I'm so glad I have the experience. And have, yes, but I just want to encourage everyone to keep doing what you're doing. I hope we keep this going. It's definitely helped me a lot. I know in my busyness, but you know, I'm trying to find balance in a lot of things. And I know I'm not going to be totally balanced because I'm a perfectionist, and I'm really working on not being and just letting go.
I can help with that.
But sometimes it paralyzes me, because if I feel like I can't do it right, or if it's not, you know, done with total perfectionism, then I won't do it. And so it ends up not getting done, and it's so needed. So I just want to encourage you guys to, you know, hang in there and keep doing what you're doing.
1 second. I just got one thing to say real quick, because you just said something. So everyone,
Yes.
so just so you, this is my cousin, okay? All right, but I have to say this to you because amazing and business wise, and what you didn't realize is I don't know if you remember when I was little, you had a gym,
Yeah.
and you remember the gym, and she
Yes.
opened up a gym, y'all, a whole gym.
I was
Yes,
19.
Anita, I'm telling you. So when you work with her, she opened up a whole gym. You were like 19. What? You were
Yep,
young.
I was 19
I
when I
said
had
I
my
was
first
young.
business.
Exactly. I remember that. And you inspired me all these years to go off and open up my own. You are part of my journey.
You have to share your final words before we let go today.
Uh-oh. Me? Speechless. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Love to everyone. Let's stay encouraged. Let's go on. I do know that through this quarantine, we don't ever stop, settle ourselves, and think things through. I've had more than enough time to think things through. It's the perfect time to make some decisions, and I've made some large ones. And I am actually grateful for the time that I've had to just shut down, quiet myself, and think a lot of things through and get off of autopilot. Because autopilot will take you to an age where you stop and you've been doing it for so long, you forgot what was in the beginning, what was in the middle, and what you're coming to. It becomes a blur. So I am somewhat thankful, not for my head explosion experience, but for the time that I've had just to figure out what I want to do going forward. And then think it through and then settle and then be satisfied with it. And that's a process in itself. Wow. And I just thank God for the time that I had to do that because I never stopped to do it. So it's been good.
Excellent. Excellent. Miss Megan, all the way in Denver, Colorado. What are your words to the rest of us and others that'll be listening?
I would just say, as you all have already called out, just remember to take time for you. I'm sitting over here today with a massive migraine and I'm in a lot of pain, and I managed to sit here and be here this whole time, but I'm going to go take a bath as soon as this is over. And I think that as much as I'm really good at putting on a face for the world, to then go back inside and just remember that it's about you. And at the end of the day, you got to take care of you. So
absolutely.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
Miss San Antonio. Mary Jane.
Yes, I've learned a lot. It's funny, we are all of our stories are so connected.
Yes.
I see myself in everyone that opened their mouth today. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I just want to hug everybody. And the writer, I'm sorry, I forgot her name, the lady that wrote the book.
Oh, yeah, Wendy.
Wanda's cousin.
Wendy.
I want to hug her for her weakness, and I want to hug you for your strength. I am totally amazed. And I thought my story was something, and I have a story, but it's beautiful. And Megan, oh my God, I just want to hug you too. It's so beautiful that we can come together.
She's huggable.
She's huggable.
She's huggable.
It's just so beautiful that we can come together and be a part of each other's lives and share so much in common. I'm just grateful this morning. Thank you all, ladies.
Thank you. Yes, Miss Donna.
I'm just thankful for this time with you all. Just seeing all the strength and the vulnerability is wonderful. I mean,
it's crazy.
Just get together is just well. But Sonia, something resonated with me when you said that you should compliment someone. So I saw a saying where they said, if you see someone who's doing something you admire, make them your ally.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
I was glad to see everyone. I had a really good time hearing about your journey and where you are, and just to see there's some folks here in Charlotte that I'd love to get together with. That I keep my circle small, so I was like, oh, these are some women I would connect with.
Absolutely.
But I think just hearing what we all have talked about today, it's made me think about where am I in my journey. The experience has been very fruitful for me since I met Anita. But where am I now in my journey? I think I'm sort of in a place of, I wouldn't say I'm not stuck, because you get to a place and you realize, okay, this is better than where I was. Like they say, it's bad, but it could have been worse, or there's always someone that has it worse. But I think that I sort of stopped. I got to a place where I stopped. And even though I'm taking care of myself more, where am I on the journey? Because for me, it's about giving back and connecting. And because I am such a background person, I don't connect well. So this has been very, very fruitful for me to just listen and hear from women all around. And I look forward to it because I haven't done this in a long time.
And you're so full and rich. She's a Wanda, Wendy. She's full and rich with treasure. Sonia's the same. Everybody on this is the same. And you have blessed my life. I need to make sure that you know that, each of you know that, which is why you're here. Because there are many times, even though you have to be strong, it's because you have to be. It doesn't mean that you are. Doesn't mean that at all. And for me, my personal ethic is when I'm weak, that's when he's made strong for my faith. So if I look really, really, really strong to somebody, trust and know it's probably because I'm flat on my face, because my dependency is solely upon my relationship with my God. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, that creates my strength. Again, I'm very grateful to be in the company of greatness. And I'm humbled by it as well. So with Wendy, I think we got everybody. We just need your words and we'll be a wrap.
I just want to say thank you so much for having us. It was amazing to meet you all as well. Like, I feel like I was like, yes, I can actually go out with them, hang out. Like, this is a sisterhood. And Charlotte at the moment. Now, listen, as soon as those skies open up, I don't know. My passport and I are struggling right now, but but no, I'm gonna wait a while. But I will be around. But definitely, this has helped me too. I have self-care days, and I said I gotta go make sure I wrote that in my calendar. You know, from May, I write the whole month. Here's my self-care days, and so as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna make sure that I go do that. But thank you again. This is amazing, and you know, I'm proud of you. I am. Like, I really am proud of you. And so I can't wait to see what the next step is and the journey is for you with this.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate each of your time, your talent, your innovation, your mindset, and you're willing to engage because time is value. It's not by the dollar, it's by the value. So I thank you for joining me on this very first episode of Sister Sounds. I want to hear your resonance. And prior to delivery, and by May 4th, I will have it edited and all of that. I'm committing to do that this weekend. Send you your own copy of it. Please post and invite. It'll be both on Instagram TV as well as Facebook. I'm going to post twice on Facebook, though, 11 a.m. for those morning people who are having their cup of coffee. Don't forget, you can get their cup, and you just have to let us know. Next time we will let you know about having the t-shirts, the Refresh Her Now t-shirt. There are other items that we'll have, and we're just going to grow. We're just going to let God do what God is doing, if that's okay. So if it's okay with you, I would just like to say a real quick prayer and we'll go, because you know that's me too. Because you know I'll be praying over y'all when I be working on you. Father, we just thank you for this time of Sister Sound. We thank you for the resonance of love, for you are love. We thank you for it now. We appreciate you for it now. Give us ingenious ideas, creative inventions, uncommon favor, supernatural manifestation of your glory upon the lives of these women. That the influence that you have placed in them, that they are not one in a million, they are one and only. No competition, only elevation for them. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.